Today is the second dialogue in a series of meetings around social justice issues and public affairs. It's a collaboration between the UCLA Luskin School and NYU Wagner.
We've organized in interesting ways, we think, a series of conversations so that each person here can have conversations imagining if we succeed in this work, what it would look like and how we would have gotten there. We're looking at issues of core curriculum, electives, extracurricular, student engagement, faculty engagement, community engagement. So the people in the room today come from a dozen schools across the West Coast, and each team has a faculty, administrator, and student.
We're trying to identify the things we think will work, and we're trying to figure out how to deal with the challenges.
Well, we're sitting around tables, and it's an ideal situation for discussion and dialogue.
We cannot underestimate the power in the gathering of 30 schools from across the country to really figure out and think about how to integrate a social equity lens into the field.
I think the atmosphere here is really quite upbeat and optimistic. There's a lot of people who are committed to improving the social conditions that we all face.
The framing has given us sort of commonalities to start these conversations. There are different workshop activities.
I think it's an excellent opportunity to look at ways in which the concept and the idea of social justice can be experienced, actualized, articulated in practice, in research, in different kinds of ways. That's one of the things that I'm really enjoying so far, just kind of listening to the different ideas. I'm taking some notes, I'm thinking about in terms of my own areas of research and writing.
So the day, from my experience, isn't so much about having like 3 set objectives met, sort of checked off, but actually just keeping a conversation going. And I would love to see more of these happen so the conversation can keep going and we can start having some objectives that we've come to together over time.
Today I've learned that there are a lot of different moving parts, and that in order to really make the kind of change that we want, there's going to need to be cooperation and collaboration between communities, the administration, researchers, advocates, practitioners. We're all going to have to really come together and figure out how to move this agenda.
I would certainly recommend engaging in these kinds of dialogues as someone who hasn't been here before, because it puts the world that you live in a different frame of reference. It gives you different ideas and different perspectives, things that you can take home to your home institution.
I feel like I'm getting a lot of practical information and making connections with other people, so that is what I came for and that's what I have been exposed to.
Being invited by NYU and UCLA was really a wonderful thing. I was able to bring a student, we came with an administrator, and so when we walked out of NYU, we said, you know, this is something that we have to keep up.
So there's some real meeting points for us around what social justice might include, but I think I liked the fact that it was so open initially, that we're having to hear from everybody from their own perspectives of what that might mean, what that might include, and to struggle together to sort of come to a common understanding of what it is.
And I'm particularly excited because there's lots of students and younger people. The younger people bring an energy to it, an enthusiasm, and hopefully a commitment that will create a better result than we've been able to attain so far. So the discussion we really have to have is, what will it take to actually turn the corner on this stuff?
We hope that each school will leave with a commitment to advance its own work, and that collectively as a community we'll figure out interesting ways to advance the work together.
So now is a time when the insults of inequity will show up the most, and it means that they'll be very visible, and we can in fact hopefully focus societal attention on this so we can develop some policies that can help us move ahead.